Greetings, Mars families. This presentation will help you get ready for our one-to-one iPad initiative here at Mars this year. My name is Jenny Sherrill, and I'm the VILS coach. I will be working with our staff and students this year to be able to get ready for our iPad initiative and to be able to support our students and staff in the classrooms. The two groups that have provided us this opportunity are Digital Promise and Verizon Innovative Learning Schools. We will abbreviate those as DP and VILS throughout this presentation, and that way you'll know what those mean when you see those later on. Our meeting objectives today are to inform you about our DP VILS iPad initiative. We're also going to talk about the guidelines and policies surrounding the use of iPads, and you will also have some time to do your paperwork. And if you are choosing to become part of the voluntary insurance program, you'll have time to make that payment today. You will be able to get credit for this presentation by making sure that you have your green parent paperwork with your student's name on it with a sticker. And also, by watching this session, you'll be able to complete one of the steps to receiving your Fast Pass to get an iPad quicker on the day of rollout. Each of our students will be receiving a 32 gigabyte iPad with a sturdy case and charger. The case is provided by Verizon and will stay on the iPad the entire time we have them. Each student will be provided with 5 gigabytes of LTE high-speed data per month. That is free of charge. However, if students do go over the 5 gigabytes, they will have to wait until the 28th of each month for that to reset. We would suggest using the data only in those times when there is no Wi-Fi available. If you have Wi-Fi at home or you are in a place where they have free public Wi-Fi, we would suggest using that first before the data so that you can save that amount for the month. We will be using Wi-Fi here at school, so please make sure if you have that opportunity that you use the Wi-Fi first. The iPad will be available for use in the classroom and at home, so students will be able to take it to and from school to be able to do their assignments. This particular program is all across the United States. Omaha was selected last year as one of the new schools for this year. Currently, VILS is in 100 schools across the U.S. in 34 districts. It covers 65,000 students in the program, and there are over 6,000 educators which are involved as well. The reason why we wanted to become part of this program was because it provides opportunities to our students that they may not have been able to get in other ways. For example, there are several groups of underrepresented minorities in our country: African Americans, Latinos, American Indian and Alaska Natives. These groups will make up 40% of our population by 2050. In that time, we're going to need people within the fields of science, technology, engineering, and math, or STEM. And this particular program provides opportunities for students to be able to get exposure to these types of jobs. We will need people in our country to support our healthy economy in the STEM areas, and we want to make sure that we provide our students with those opportunities. This particular program, the research says that students in Verizon Innovative Learning Schools are 53% more engaged in school, 3 times better in math, and 2 times better in reading. Currently, our teachers, parents, and students are all going through a program to help them learn about digital citizenship. Currently, our teachers are being trained on how to help our students to be safe online. Parents, you are here listening to this presentation, and we'll also go through a short common sense lesson here later on in the presentation to be able to help you support that at home. And our students are currently getting activities, support, and help in the classroom to be able to become safe online. We want our students to be responsible, productive digital users. And if you're interested in learning more about digital citizenship or being safe online, you can go to commonsensemedia.org. So there are some things that we would suggest that be done at home to help this iPad initiative be successful. The first thing is that the student should use the device in a central location in the home where it can be monitored. It's good to know what our students are doing at home on the iPads. Here at school, we'll be able to put some things in place for our teachers to be able to help monitor what the students are doing in the classroom as well. It's a good reminder for students to remember that this device is for academic purposes, and then part of this program is to help them be more successful in school. We would suggest creating a charging station in a central location in the home, preferably not in the student's bedroom where it could become a distraction. It's very important that we have these charged each day so that our students and our staff are able to maximize the use of them in the classroom. OPS has placed filters on the iPad to help protect our students at school and at home. It will be filtered across any Wi-Fi and also on the data plan. So we are trying to put those in place to protect our students from things that they should not be on the iPads. Also, students will have, like we said, anytime access with the 5 gigabytes of data per month. It does reset on the 28th of every month, so we'll need to make sure that we connect to Wi-Fi when possible so that we can save that data per month and be able to make it last throughout that time. Students will not have the ability to download any apps that are not approved by Omaha Public Schools at home or at school. Also, all social media apps will not be on the iPads. Those can be used in other places, but for this particular initiative, those will not be available for students to be able to use. Some of the general expectations for this iPad initiative: the iPad is a single user device, which means that it's connected to the student's email and to the student's account. So that is the only user that will be on the iPad. We would please suggest that we do not use this iPad as a hotspot. It's very important that we use these iPads for academic purposes. We would really like to make sure that our iPads, as we said before, are charged and brought to school daily. It makes it easier for our students to be able to get the work done if they have a fully charged iPad, and it's easier for our staff to be able to deliver high quality instruction. So please make sure you have a conversation with your student about making sure that the iPad is charged. Students and family are responsible for the power cord and charging block. We would suggest leaving those at home so that they can be charged each night. That is not covered by insurance, which we'll go over in a few minutes, but if you do have a power cord or a charging block go out, we do have several different ways that we could fix that, so please contact the school for further information. Please do not take or use the device outside of the United States. If you do have damage to your iPad, please report it immediately to the school. We'll be able to start working through the process of getting it fixed quicker if we know that the damage has occurred. The iPad must remain in the VILS protective case that it is currently in. If something happens to the case or it breaks or some other problem happens with it, please contact the school so we can go ahead and try to figure out what we need to do with that. Do not purchase another case. We will be able to look into possibly replacing that same case on it, but it needs to stay within the case for the entire time that we have the iPads. Students are not to stream games from the iPad. And please remember that this device, even though it is checked out to the student, still does belong to OPS, so please make sure that you use it appropriately. The FastPass is the way that you can get the iPad and be able to use that with your student in class. You are eligible for a FastPass if you do the following 3 things. First of all, you're here at the session right now listening, so that is one step to be able to get the FastPass. The second one is to complete the parent and guardian technology use paperwork, which is the green form you should have. And then third is to decide whether or not you're going to opt into the voluntary insurance program. It is $20, cash or check to Omaha Public Schools. And if you complete all these steps, you can go directly to your advisement class and pick up your iPad. The voluntary insurance program is $20, and it does cover the whole school year. If you choose not to enroll in the program, that is your choice. You will, however, be responsible for the replacement costs of the iPad in the event that it becomes lost, stolen, or broken. The insurance does not cover the replacement of the charger and cord, but as we said before, if you have concerns with that or need suggestions on where to purchase one, please call the school and let us know. Devices will be turned in at the end of the year, and over the summer, they will be stored at the school with a charger and cord. If your student is in 5th, 6th, or 7th grade, they will get that iPad back next fall. If they're in 8th grade, they are going to high school, and they don't have this program in high school, so that will return to the school, and then they will go on to high school and go into other programs available to them there. The voluntary insurance program does not cover the following things: unexplained loss or mysterious disappearance. So if the student loses the iPad, that will need to be reported and that will not be covered in insurance. However, there are things in place that we can use to try to help locate it, but if it is completely lost, that would not be covered. Also, failure to notify police if the device is stolen. We do have a school resource officer here at Mars, which could help you file that report if you need to. We would really highly suggest contacting the school as soon as possible, for sure within 3 days, so that we can go ahead and start processing that police report. Any intentional or dishonest acts, purposefully trying to break the iPad, is not covered. Theft from an unattended vehicle except where securely locked. Any unauthorized repairs that you make on your own would not be covered. Any non-timely reporting, that you don't report the broken iPad to the school, would not be covered. So please make sure that you report that as soon as possible. Any accessories that you purchase on your own would not be covered. So our date to roll out the iPads is October 18th from noon to 7 p.m. If you're watching this presentation on the 18th, you should be able to get through the process in about an hour between watching the presentation, doing the paperwork, and also making sure that you decide on the voluntary insurance program. The next part of this presentation is from Common Sense, which is a group that is helping us with our one-to-one iPad initiative to make sure that our kids are safe, happy, and healthy in the digital age. They are a group that is a trusted guide for families, educators, and advocates who want to help kids thrive. They provide resources to harness the power of media and technology and to shape public policy to improve the well-being of every child. They're really here to support our students and staff here at Mars to make sure that we have positive interactions online, as well as the ability to be able to be safe online as well. So in your mind, we would like you to think about the following 2 questions. First one is, what are your biggest concerns about digital media, and what are some of digital media's strengths? We know that there are strengths within being able to use online activities, and we really want to make sure that our kids are supported in making good choices online as well. So also, we'd like you to think about, how do you use media and balance as a family? How do you find quality content, set expectations around healthy use to prevent conflict, and to raise media-savvy consumers and creators? We really want our kids to be able to move from just watching things on the internet and really being able to create new and different ideas with these iPads and the access to the internet. So also, we'd like you to think about the parents and guardians. What was the most important thing to you in middle school? Was it your friends, families, fitting in, self-expression, or all of the above? For a lot of us, it may have been all of the above, and things really have not changed in the time that we were middle schoolers. It's just that the internet has allowed our kids in today's age to be able to really connect globally. But the things that were important to us are also the things that are important to our kids today. We have, as we said, the same child development. We just have different tools and different ways of expressing ourselves. This quote was given to Common Sense by a student, and it's very good at explaining what our kids are like in the digital world today. It says, adults don't get it. They think I'm addicted to technology, but I'm not. I'm addicted to my friends. As a informational piece here, television, YouTube, music, and more, teens use an average of 9 hours of media daily. And so that is a lot of time that can be included with the time at school. But that is a lot of time that our students spend online, and that can be at home or at school. There is good news with this, though. There are various forms of digital media that can be beneficial. There's lots of different activities and different strategies that we can use with our students to promote safety online, but to also enhance their learning through the use of technology. So very quickly, we'll talk about a myth or a truth. The myth or truth that is stated here is that social media alienates kids. That's actually a myth. 57% of all teens have made new friends online. 84% of boys who play network games with friends feel more connected when they play online. And 68% of teen social media users have had online friends support them through tough or challenging times. So really we can see here that not all social media is bad for our kids. It really does help promote healthy relationships as well. But this is definitely something that we can use to help our students and support them here at school and at home. These are various different types of social media that our students are using right now. There are different things that parents will use more than students. Parents tend to use Facebook more. Also, there is Twitter, Instagram, there's Snapchat. A lot of these things our students are using to connect with their friends and also to connect globally. There are some social media red flags that we need to be aware of. We really need to make sure that what our students are on is age appropriate. And really with social media, since it won't be on our iPads, these are things that we'd really like to make sure that parents are aware of, so that if their students are on social media, that they can make sure that they are protected the best that they can be. We want to make sure that we look at the default settings on the apps. A lot of times in social media apps, they are set to public. It's important for students to understand that the things they post online could be out there for anyone to see, and really to look at the privacy settings on social media apps. Also, a lot of social media apps use location tracking and sharing. So making sure that students are aware of that, and also that they could be tracking and really be able to locate where the students is and really just trying to protect them. Also, there is real-time video streaming, so making sure that students are aware that posting videos in the real time is something that they need to be aware of. Any ads and in-app purchases for some social media, temporary pics and videos such as on Snapchat, subpar reporting tools, anonymity, and any cyberbullying or negative culture online. And these are things that we'll talk about with our students throughout the year before and after we get the iPads. We also want to make sure that we look at the privacy settings on social media apps and make sure that they are set to private, so that students can be able to really look at, who's seeing the information that they are putting out there, as well as protecting them from things and people that should not be able to access their information. We would suggest that if there is problems online, such as cyberbullying, that the students report the abuse. We want to encourage our kids to be upstanders instead of bystanders. Being upstanders will allow our students to be able to support their peers. Also, if you notice something is happening online that should not be, please take screenshots for evidence so that a trusted adult can look into it. We also want to collect that proof, as we said, with the screenshots. Make sure that students involve others, so telling a trusted adult, a teacher, a parent, someone who can help them through that process. And really, it's okay to limit online access for our students if we find that this is occurring until we can resolve the issue, making sure that our students are able to connect with the trusted adult so that the cyberbullying can be handled. We really want to help our kids to make good choices and check on what they're doing. Be aware of what they're doing online, not just on social media, but anywhere on the internet. And just following up with them and making sure that things are okay and checking in with them is very important. Common Sense has a great website, and they have different videos as well as activities for families that really can help support this initiative. So we would suggest taking a look at Common Sense Media. There is a section there for parents, tons of information, reviews for videos, for movies, different activities. We'd really suggest that you take some. We just want to say thank you for listening to this presentation today. We hope that it was informative and that it will help you and your student to be able to use these iPads to enhance learning as well as to promote safety online. Thank you again for your time, and we hope that you get your iPad soon. Have a good day.